Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz January 2016, and it's 11:07 p.m. Birmingham. Topic. I want to reflect back on Megyn Kelly and Donald Trump on the first on stage um, question session with a Republican nomination. Anyway, not the nomination, but I made the statement that night that Donald Trump shot himself in the foot by what he said, and he did. But boy, those wounds heal quickly. There was a lot of people that didn't like the comments between, well, actually, it wasn't between, it was from him to Megyn Kelly on the Fox debate. And I made that statement, but I made it, and I thought that maybe he shouldn't have gone that far and jumping down her throat on things that she simply asked him. But in any case, it proved to be and to identify who he was at that time, starting right off the bat, meaning what he's been saying and what he said that night, he hadn't changed. What he says today and what he said that night, he's not changed. Not one time has he ever apologized. That, in my mind, gets some extremely high marks. And tonight they were talking about him on some late show on Fox News. I don't remember the guy's name, that little guy that looks gay. But he had some people on there, and they were talking about a host of things, and one was Donald Trump. And if you look at the polls, the percentages, they all agree, as well as myself, the polls are not reflecting properly on Trump. He's considerably higher than what the polls are showing. That man is more than likely than not to go all the way. And of course, I've stood with him the whole time, and I know a lot of people have, because he tells us what we want to hear. He tells us the very same things that we would want to say. And that's why we like it. And when you say something, you don't want to turn around the next day or 12 hours later and apologize. You don't do that. When you do that, you're weak. And Obama, how many times has he apologized? About 500,000. And Hillary Clinton had those people killed in Libya. How many times has she not apologized? She hadn't even claimed that it was her fault, and it was, every bit of it. And but she has come up with multiple excuses as to why she should not be the one to blame for that. She'll never convince me, not for a second, that she's not to blame, because in my mind she is. Well, I want to say a couple other things. And in 2016, I think the things that we need to stop doing every time we see Hamas or Muslim Brotherhood or ISIS kill people, innocent people, and then what do? We make them front page news. We make them on the first TV news show out there. And you know what? These people are feeding off of what we're doing. They feed off Fox and CNN, ESPN, and MSNBC, ABC, NBC, just like people feed off Facebook. When you get a lot of hits, when you get a lot of compliments, when you get a lot of people looking, these people eat it up and they say more and do more. Well, this is what the terrorists are doing. they're getting bolder and bolder. And they're privately, it used to be privately, no longer, talking about, wow, do you see how many hits we got? Or wow, do you see how much they're talking about us? They love it. Stop showing it. If they show it, stop watching it. Don't give them a sense of them being defeating anyone. They love it. They're sick ass people and they love that stuff. And I just want to get that out of my system. I've had it in there and it's just eating me up. And again, when you go back and you look at Donald Trump, on the flip side of Donald Trump, you have some people who try to take him down. But what are the news doing? CNN, CBN, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, all of them are telling you how bad Donald Trump is. Excuse me. But every time they tell you how bad he is, his ratings go up. So we like that. I like that. But that's not their intent. But at the same time, when you put front and center negative news on Hamas or the Muslim Brotherhood or any of the other 68 groups of terrorists out there, Boko Haram, then you're going to make them go out and do more to see if they can climb up in the ratings among terrorists. And then someone said today, should we, America, go into all the mosques and really do a shakedown and to see who and if any have ties with a terrorist, or are they preparing for the terrorists to come here, or themselves are they terrorists? I think yes, because it's the only religious group on earth that openly says kill all those SOB Americans and all those SOB Jews. The only religious group on earth. Have you ever heard John Hagee, a Baptist? Have you ever heard Jack Van Impe say, we need to kill all these stupid Americans, or rather stupid Muslims out there, because we just don't like them, or we may get candy canes when we get to heaven, or we may get a new car? Stop listening to the news broadcast about what the terrorists are doing, and listen only to the ones that may have a ticker tape and say, this is an alert for your area. Don't give them credit. They love it, they eat it up, and they do more to get higher ratings. And you know what? They're succeeding in doing it. The only high ratings I want to see now is what we're going to do about it. But we don't talk enough about that because Obama don't want to step on toes. Obama don't want to be perceived as unlikable people or weak. I mean, listen to him. He's the most racist man I've ever known in my life, and he stacks up right there with Jesse Jackson and that other, whatever that guy with that big hair is, or Sharpton, rather, maybe it's not big hair anymore. And I say that because I don't watch him, I don't listen to him, I don't look at him, and nor do I watch, listen to, or look at Obama, and nor do I watch, listen to, or look at Hillary Clinton, Ian Pelosi, and Reid. Those people, I block them out. I will move to another channel for a few minutes until they're done. Then I'll come back. I don't give them anything. The only person I give it to is Trump, because he says what America wants to say. He says what America wants to hear. And he says that he'll do what he says he'll do. And I believe him. He has done it so far. He has not backed up. He's not retracted, and he's not saying, "Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that." So he's the one that, in my opinion, should be leading, and somebody else should take the role in leading and start taking the terrorists off of the daily news. Jody Wolf, Expoz.